So, Dr. Lucita, do you have a poem today?
Yes, we do. Good
Okay,
morning.
so you will give us the poem and then you're going to introduce Power Monday, or which comes first? Is it the egg and then the hen, or the hen and then the egg? So you'll introduce Power Monday, then give us the poem.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How does it feel to be in December?
Awesome.
How do you feel? The Lord has carried us all through, and this is Power Monday, the powerhouse. We demystify the fact that Mondays are boring days. This forum was founded at the peak of COVID-19 when friends met, and it came out to be a CSR of Live Your Dream, of which we being sponsored fully by Live Your Dream and ICT Gurus. We meet every single Monday as from 7:15 to 8:15, except when it's a public holiday. In Kenya, we meet virtually. However, we meet quarterly as what we term as meet and greet. And the last quarter, we have a dinner. And out of that, is it not amazing that a CSR has another CSR? Like we meet and then we support a children's home, of which I know our team is going to speak about it later on. And thank you so much for being here. We discuss diverse topics, personal development, and who knows, you might make your million from here. We've had people attest of amazing networks. Personally, I couldn't thank Power Monday more. So today I have a poem titled, It's a New Day, It's a New Dawn. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. Morning breaks with a tender light, chasing away the remnants of the night. Hope rises so softly, steadily, and warmly. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. Those dreams that were buried can now be called by your name. They could invite you to try them again. Gather the courage, bury the old fears, dim them gone, because it's a new day, it's a new dawn. The winds of change begin to stir, promises are whispering gently, softly, saying, it's a new day. We are stepping forward now. We lift our eyes up. We embrace the open skies because it's a new day. We let the yesterday's stress belong to yesterday. We release the burdens of yesterday and we right the rights of its wrongs to belong to yesterday, because today's spirit is a different spirit. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. You see, every heartbeat begins with a pace, and it's a gentle rhythm, slowly rising, rising, and rising, and making a difference because it's a new day. And when the sun begins to rise from the horizons, we say the sun has begun as we began, and we said the sun will rise again because faith is liveth here with us, and it is a new day. It's a new dawn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lucita. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. And yeah, we have a whole day ahead of us. I'm pretty sure all of us are going to be productive. It's a new day. It's a new day. So I call upon one of us. I know it's been a while since he introduced the speaker of the day, but today he is going to introduce the speaker of the day. And it is our very own scribe, Mr. Odhiambo Olale.
Yes, so we are honored today to have our speaker today, who is Lucy Munga. She's a CEO and Chief Strategy Officer, Amara Capital Limited. She's a business coach, leadership mentor, and an author. I love the last part, author. Even me, we are co-author. I'm also in that league of being author. Lucy Munga is a visionary business leader whose purpose is to empower entrepreneurs across Africa to build thriving, impactful enterprises. As a CEO and Chief Strategy Officer of Amara Capital Limited, she brings over 3 decades of experience in IT consulting, leadership development, and business startup coaching. She holds a master's degree in business administration, MBA, and is both an associate certified coach with the International Coach Federation and an accredited Start and Improve Your Business trainer by the International Labour Organization, qualifications that strengthen her ability to equip entrepreneurs and leaders with practical, globally recognized business growth skills. She is a published author like yours truly of 3 transformative books, From Employment to a Side Hustle to a Business Empire, Purpose to Profit, and Money Made Simple. Lucy empowers individuals to build wealth with purpose and turn ideas into sustainable enterprises. Her outstanding contribution so far, because she's still very, very available to do even much more, is her outstanding contribution to leadership and enterprise development has earned her recognition as the Best Leadership and Coaching Brand 2025 by the NABLA Awards. She was also honored for contributing as the lead in overall delivery of the impactful Rotary Interdistrict Leadership Summit 2025. The event was attended by delegates from over 10 countries across Africa, Asia, and Europe. So with those many words, can we welcome our speaker for the day, Lucy Munga. Karibu, asante.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm super excited to be here today once again. I spoke here, I think, sometime last year. So I want to believe I'm audible because I could hear you well. I'm assuming you can also hear me as well. And yes, thanks so much, fellow, author, Mr. Olale, for that introduction. Yes, so when I joined, I joined a slightly late, but I had a word about a target of 1 million. That made me very happy. I also had words like, in the poem, the words like a new dawn, Those are some of the words that energize, that help us push, position our minds to achieving our dreams. And that resonates pretty well with today's topic. And allow me to just display a few slides. I'll be displaying and discussing points here and there so that we can actually get to what we are dreaming about for the new year. So the topic for today, as I was shared with me, was beyond the New Year's resolution. I know all of us can, agree with me. The word resolution is used a lot between January and February. I don't know what happens beyond that, but we want to first demystify this particular word, resolution. I've already been introduced, so I don't need to repeat that. But the focus today is, who are we becoming? Who do we want to become? Who do we want to be in the new year? Do you want to be the person that you already are, because that person is already working, that persona you have is already working for you? Let's have that conversation. So where are you today? I want to first start with this particular word. Where are you today? Because for you to know where you will be tomorrow, it's important to understand, to first evaluate, where am I today, and is that working for me? So in just one word, maybe you can type in the comment section, how can you describe your year 2025? Just one word to describe your year 2025. How has it been? Because we are looking at things around emotionally, mentally, spiritually, professionally. How has been your 2025? Is it amazing? Has it been a successful year? Oh, a blessed year, an impactful year. I love those words. Your 2025, how has it been? Let's reflect. A mixed grill. Wow. What do I interpret a mixed grill with? Well, very challenging. You know, the word challenging is actually energizing. So it could be very challenging, but we are going to see then what follows from there. Introspective, fantastic. Ooh, live your dreams. Wow, PP, that is wonderful. A great year, Mweni. Fantastic. Wow, voice has reduced. The voice. Oh, my voice. Is it? I want to believe I'm audible.
No, you are very audible. You're okay. The
Okay,
way
okay.
you started, yeah.
All right. Okay, so I guess it's on the Sarah side. Innovative, fantastic, productive, good, refreshing. The year 2025 has been blessed but full of anxious thoughts. Successful and blessed year 2025, wonderful, inspiring and great, reflective, challenging but satisfying. It's been great, productive, depressing and disappointing. Wow. Amazing, revealing. Wow, I love those words. You know, the moment you're able to name something, it shows that you have a chance of either making it better or even, multiplying that which has been working very well to be even much better. The problem with us is that our majority of people is that they cannot exactly describe what they're doing, right? Or where they are at. Most people prepare for a new year, but few prepare to become a new version of themselves. So we need to have a shift here, right? People say, I will start, most people, say, I will start the new year, but who is that starting the new year? Who is that person? Yeah? So that is a shift that we want to make today from time-based change to identity-based transformation. So this session will be more about alignment, about positioning yourself, about being intentional, about how you are going to reinvent yourself. If let's say things didn't work for you, like some of those words I saw there, if things you felt there were challenges, how can you reinvent yourself and build a new you that can actually be more successful next year, or that can actually tackle those challenges with more energy, with more force, because challenges will always be there. Without challenges, then you don't even get excited when you achieve something. When you go through a challenge and you achieve something, is when you know that you have overcome. And when you celebrate yourself, you feel very energized. If there are no challenges, then there will be no celebrations. Yeah. And the other thing we're also talking about today is that it's not about the calendar, it's about the person entering that calendar. Yes, so today we are talking about you, the person who has actually created a calendar, because I was told that you covered strategy sessions last week, the week before. So that person who is actually going to execute that particular strategy is the one we are talking about today. All right. In fact, that reminds me about myself. I didn't type there. The first half of the year was extremely challenging. In fact, 110% challenging. And I decided that perhaps I was operating on gear 3. I needed to engage gear 5. And the year has ended perfectly, very well. What I've achieved in the 6 months compared to the first 6 months are like North Pole and South Pole. They are completely unrelated, right? Because as you've heard, I got 2 very beautiful awards on leadership and coaching, one from the NABLA and the other one that just happened on Friday last week from the best brand in coaching and leadership in 2025 from the Dependable Brands company.
and all that, I don't know whether it was because of the Gear 5 engaged around July, because that provided some good visibility. So in the shift we are talking about is about identity, about alignment, and about reinventing ourselves. So let's see the truth about resolutions. By the way, resolutions are not bad. Yeah, we said we are going to first demystify this particular word called resolutions. Because resolutions, most people make them in the beginning of the year. They say, I'm going to the gym, I need to do something about my weight, right? They start the year saying, okay, now I have these particular, targets that I've put for 2026. Definitely I'm going to be more profitable. I had the word 1 million from our poet. She said our targets of 1 million or several millions, and a lot of people start the year pretty well. Resolutions are often very emotional and reactions to the year ending, because you've assessed yourself and you've seen how it has been, as you've seen those responses that have come through, and you want to make a change in the way you've been doing things. And it's also provides, it's often a broad desire, and sometimes doesn't exactly show you the direction, right? I'm going to lose weight, but how? That the how is not there. Yeah, it's a wish that fuels. It's fueled by motivation, not exactly that. It doesn't have a structure, but it's around motivation. Remember, sometimes we are not motivated to do what we do, but we have to get it done. But resolution sometimes relies so much on motivation, and sometimes it's also short-lived, right? And we have found that the word resolution, by February going to March, people have forgotten what that resolution was. Yeah, so it's actually usually just a list. And what we want to talk about today is about a reinvention that changes your life, right? We don't want, that list is very good, but what is that you need to do to yourself as a person to be able to re-energize yourself and be able to make that change that you're dreaming about? Okay, and if you have any questions, please do type in the comment section so that I could address them as we go along. I'm told I don't have a lot of time, which is good. Thanks for that congratulatory message. All right. So when used well, a resolution can spark hope. So if there's something, yes, it does. It can spark hope, it can build anticipation, it can signal a desire for growth, it can mark a fresh start, which is very, very important. Especially if things didn't work for you this year, having a resolution that this is the way I'm going to do things next year, it can give you a beginning, a new beginning, which is very, very important, right? However, a resolution can only work well if it's backed by identity, clarity, and strategy. And as I said, what I've been told, you've covered strategy, so I have an education background, so I'll give you some exercise to see whether you understood what strategy was all about and whether you actually set your own strategy for next year, right? The other item is about clarity. You need to be very clear in your mind. I'm sure you talked about the SMART goals that you set and all that. So having those SMART goals, being clear on what you plan to do is extremely important, right? The last one is resolutions without structure become reminders of what we didn't do. So if you say, yes, I'm going to sort out my weight, and then by December 2026, you're actually double the weight, not half the weight that you wanted to shed off, then it can remind you that, yes, you didn't actually even start the process. So yes, it gives you the hope, although we say hope is not a strategy, but it also gives you a beginning. So it's not bad to have a resolution, but you just have to load some strategy, some direction around it, and be very clear what exactly you want to achieve. So what it cannot do without a plan, that resolution, It cannot break your old habits. So assume that the year was challenging or that you did not meet your goals because of the habits that you had. Maybe you woke up late, you missed some client appointments, those old habits, right? Actually could have sabotaged the resolution that you set this year and the goals that you set this year. So you just need to do a personal evaluation. What habits are these that I need to get rid of, right? A resolution also alone cannot build new capabilities. If let's say you realize you didn't achieve something because you didn't have a skill, neither did you collaborate with somebody who had a skill to help you deliver, then are you going to build capacity within your team, within yourself as a person? What is this you're going to do? Or is it the discipline? Because sometimes without consistency, yeah, you do something, you give up along the way. I remember there's one client of mine a few months ago who told me, Lucy, I have tried this and that, and I asked her how many months, about 3 months, and it hasn't worked. So she thought that something within 3 months will definitely give her the millions I had here. And 3 months, it's too short, let me tell you. And if you don't keep that discipline, then it definitely won't work. So without a plan, so you must load, from a resolution, you must load your strategy and a very detailed plan. And also you as a person, you must wake up and get it done whether you're motivated or not. Remember we said resolution is around motivation. You're motivated to do something different. Without that motivation, you have to get up and do it. It also cannot transform your business. It's you, the person, who is going to do the work. You must fold your sleeves. You must get things done. Also, it cannot sustain that momentum throughout the year. And as I said, by February, by March, people forget that word resolution. Sometimes, if it was not written down, right, it's also forgotten. What was it? What was it that I really wanted to do? By April, people are doing things that are totally different, not what we're talking about in January, right? It also cannot shift your identity at all. Resolutions without structure become reminders of what we didn't do. Okay, yeah, just continue typing. I like the fact that resolution without a plan is a wish for dreamer. Yes, it's a wish. It's a wish. You're just dreaming. For those who read Bibles, I want to believe majority of us here, we do read the Bible. You must write that vision down and make it plain. That's what we are told in Habakkuk 2:2. Make it plain. In fact, since you did the writing of the strategy, my challenge today is how plain, how clear is it, right? So I just want to know how clear is that particular vision or that strategy that you've written or that plan that you have written, right? Let's go ahead and see how a written vision looks like. So you have your resolution, but now once you write it down, you need to have a plan to support it, and that vision and the plan must clarify who you are becoming. Remember, you have your strategy, that the things you need to achieve, the millions you want to achieve. Now, you, the implementer of that strategy, who are you becoming? Assume you have done a personal reflection and seen that it's confidence that you lacked. Maybe that is why you didn't close the deals. It's a discipline that you lacked because you missed some appointments. It is maybe clarity of your mind. Maybe your plan was very clear on paper, but in your mind was not clear on how you are going to implement that plan. So who are you becoming? Are you actually going to tackle all those things that didn't work this year? So a written vision again defines what you are building. From a personal perspective, who are you going to become? Let's say you have been a solopreneur doing some little jobs, therefore you didn't meet your millions. Who are you becoming to be able to close those huge deals and be able to meet those big shots, the MDs in those organizations, to be able to pitch your story, to be able to close the deals. Who are you becoming to be able to climb to that level? Also, a written vision creates structure for action. Structure is very, very key. You must be very clear on what you are going to do for yourself as a person to be able to achieve that. Assume you said between January and June, I will have ensured that I have attended this course and that course. I'll have looked for a mentor and a coach to be able to help me, to handhold me to achieve my goals. Then you need to look for those people before February, so that you can actually start walking the talk, yeah, or yeah, whatever you've planned. Therefore, the other one is about align your faith with your discipline. You know, when you put that structure down, definitely you have faith that you're going to achieve, and it's because you have assessed yourself. So align your faith with your discipline. So discipline is what is going to support what you believe you're going to achieve. And also, a written vision moves transformation from intention to implementation. Because we said resolution is more of an intention. It could just be a dream if it's not supported by a plan. So once you have the plan, now you get to implementation part. Your identity shifts when your vision becomes written, clear, and accountable. Your identity, I'm talking about you as a person, it will shift to that better person that you are dreaming of becoming if your vision becomes written, which I think you have. It is clearly written, and also it's accountable, or you can actually have an accountability partner who can give you a reflection on how you are performing along the way. And in fact, this is one thing I usually advise, or I can see this community, you're very friendly. Just get one friend who can actually be asking you 1 or 2 questions, maybe every 2 weeks or on a monthly basis. The goals that you set, have you been able to achieve 80%, or how are you doing, right? And when you get somebody who is actually pushing you, then you get to move in the direction that you planned. Is that gym you wanted to go to? Did you register? Have you started? How many have you missed? Are you achieving anything, right? Okay, so let's now look at the identity first, goals second. One thing I usually say is that you as a person, people buy into you first, right? They don't first look at the goals that that you set or what you're speaking about. People usually look at you as a person and are able to gauge where to position you. And then now they listen to what you have to say. So your strategy for 2026 is only as strong as the person executing it. Yes, it's only as strong as the person executing it. And we often set goals from our old identity, yet our old identities, fears, limitations cannot actually help us in the new year. Yeah? Goals don't transform people. Identity transforms people. That's what we are talking about. So the question we're asking ourselves today is, who must I become to achieve the vision that I have written down? Right? This is what I've just said, that people buy into you first before they buy your vision. And who must you become then, so that your people can actually even start listening to you? In fact, if you can just close your eyes for a minute, you can almost see the reason why you found you didn't achieve much, or you didn't achieve what you wanted to do. It's not exactly what you are offering. Maybe what you're offering was extremely good, because your competitor definitely achieved exactly what you had set up. Yeah, they were able to achieve. It was more because of how you showed up, how you appeared in front of your client, in front of people who can refer you, in front of the people who are observing you, whether online and offline. How you showed up is what could have actually gotten it your way and maybe that is why you didn't achieve what you planned to do. So the question is, who do you need to become so as to align with your new identity? Because you must now craft a new identity. That's the challenge for today. You must sit down with a pen and paper next to that plan that you have for next year and say, this is the new me. This is my 2026 me. Eric is saying a different person. How different is that? You must write it so clearly that I must become more confident. I must become, I must show up in meetings. I must show up in networking forums. I must dress better, right? I must make my hair better, because maybe sometimes, people judge you in the first 7 seconds. And in the first 7 seconds is what determines even whether they will listen to you as you try to pitch what you're pitching in that networking forum you are in. So that person is the one that you need to write down in clearly and in plain words. Who exactly do I want to be? How do I want to show up? All right. So the new you blueprint for 2026. So I'm giving you some examples of what you need to look at when you're reinventing yourself. To step into your renewed personal and professional brand, you need 6 things, or the ones I've written here. Clarity, who you are becoming, and I think I've described that very clearly. The purpose, why this version matters. Okay, this new version of you, why does it matter? Why do you want to become that confident person? Why do you want to walk with confidence? Why do you want to, change your wardrobe? What's the purpose for that? Positioning, how you show up in work, business, and relationships. Let me tell you something. This word positioning, it's very, very important in your business, especially when you're doing, not your business, you're positioning your person. How do you want to be perceived by the people around you? How can they even describe you in one word? Right? When they see you online, when they see you in meetings, when they see you in those networking sessions, can they actually position a word and say, this is so-and-so who does XYZ, and this is a very confident person. I like him, I like her because they do this kind of thing. I've seen them in a conference, they were presenting, they were doing this and that. Can they actually describe you in any way? The problem we have as business people is that nobody can tell who we are, because we have not exactly showed up or come up and described ourselves in a certain way so that people are able now to describe. Because people will look at you maybe over a period of time, and they'll be able to tell what type of a person is this. Because you need one message to be telling people over and over again for you to be able to describe who you are. But if you have nothing, you don't show up anywhere, nobody can describe you, nobody can see you, you'll always be appearing like a new person. And therefore, some of those goals that you're setting up, you may not achieve them because they cannot exactly position you in the marketplace, what you're good at and what they can actually come to your organization. Yeah, you also need systems, the daily structure to support the new identity. What I mean by, before I go to the systems, is your personality, your persona has got to be of a certain, can be described easily by people. Yeah, because they know you for what you do, they see you for what you do, they hear about you. Right? So you need to come out of that shell, that place where you're hiding. Systems, yes, you need a structure, definitely, to be able to implement that, and also a community of mentorship that can help you even keep the rhythm going. This community is definitely perfect for that, but you also need to be seen, to be heard, right? Put up your hand to to share ideas within the community so that people can also start now understanding who you are, can also even give you a referral if they hear about your business out there. Yeah. So just take the steps to on advantage of the community that you already have right here. And visibility is the most important one. A brand that speaks before you enter the room. In fact, we were having a vision board session on Saturday. That is the day before yesterday. And one word that came out through is that if you are not visible, then you don't exist. It's that harsh today. It's that tough today. If you are not visible, you don't exist. So if you're not being seen anywhere by anybody, you are just behind your keyboard, then just know where you're starting 2026 might be very, very difficult. So you just need to calm down and write on paper. Where will I be visible? Where will I start to build my visibility on a weekly basis starting January 1st? Which day will I be visible? Which places should I go to be visible? Is it networking sessions? Will I become a speaker somewhere? Will I call somebody so that we can work together because maybe our businesses can collaborate? Yeah, we target the same clients even if we offer different services or different products, so that I can start building visibility. So, and that visibility is what will help you even be able to define your purpose, be able to position yourself, be able to help you even implement the structures that you have put in place, because now people start requesting you and asking you for support or for help using the services that you offer. So visibility is very key, and this is a blueprint for next year. So if you can just put it down there and for each word here, clarity, purpose, positioning, systems, accountability, visibility, write on each one of them, how are you going to implement that, right? Because that is what will give you a better tomorrow or a better 2026 than 2025. So, and I said the assumption is that you have actually worked on your personal and business strategy, right? Because that's what I understand you have already covered. You've done strategy. So if you have written then that strategy, so from strategy to identity, what you have already started, the question is, how do you become the person who executes that strategy? And that's what we are discussing today. You've written the strategy, and you have also defined the person you want to become. The question is here is the how. How do you then implement what you've written down? Your behaviors, how do you now start implementing the new behaviors that you have written down on paper that will help you achieve your vision, right? Silas is saying, I'll be more consistent. My year has been promising and inspiring. Thank you so much, Silas. Marianne is saying, hapo kwa dress better and make the hair. From a brother to a baby girl, indeed. Oh, wow, Marianne. When he's saying I'll be more consistent, Eric, yes, talked about being a different person. Yes, engage gear 5. You've been maybe on gear 2, maybe put a gear 3 January, by March you're in gear 4, by June you're in gear 5, and definitely your December, you will be smiling all the way. I love the new 2026 blueprint, Charles, thank you. Being visible to be heard. Visibility is key. If you have to Google what visibility is, and also go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, how can I enhance my visibility? This is my business, and this is how I performed last year. Can you ask me several questions? Yeah, talk to ChatGPT like you can talk to a person, or like the way you can speak to your coach. Ask me a few questions that can help me restructure my visibility next year, 2026. And ChatGPT will ask you a few questions. Then you respond to those questions and say, and as you respond to those questions, you start getting those light bulbs. Oh yes, I need to do this differently. So my advice right now is go to your AI, describe yourself the challenges you encountered this year, the wish you had, what your plan was, which was not achieved, and then ask it, can you please ask me good questions that can help me restructure my new year? And then now you compare that with the strategy that you created, and maybe you can even tweak it, and also now start listing the habits that you need to implement as a person to be able to make a better you. Susan is talking about self-development and awareness. And PP is talking about, let's put our questions here in the chat. Okay, good. Awesome. So yes, so your behaviors, what is it that you need to tweak? And also, how do you ensure your January does not look like last January? I'm sure right now you can almost remember how last January was, and you need a new January, because strategy without identity alignment leads to self-sabotage. Yes, you have written your strategy, big numbers there, your financial, your personal, your whatever, but you need your personal identity to align with that, and that is the person we are talking about. So our reflections today is about you, the person, me, the Lucy Munga, right? I need to know whether what I'm planning for next year will actually work or will be better than it was this year. And that is the reflection I'm talking about in this 1 minute. Visualize your new 2026 and answer the following questions: the version of yourself that you want to become, the habits that version will be practicing. What habits? Somebody is talking about consistency. That consistency, you need to break it down. You need to say, every week I'll be doing this, every month I'll be doing this, every day I'll be doing this. So those habits. Yeah, how will your morning look like every day? How will your midday look like? How will your evening look like? And what is this that you need to do? And what environment is going to support that? The other thing is, sometimes we do things the old way and wish for a better result. If the environment you've been operating in is not helping you, please, by all means, look for a new environment. People who can support you, not people who can sabotage your ideas. Not people who are telling you you're dreaming too big. People who can support your big dreams. I met somebody recently who told me that he started a certain type of a business when he was 24 years old, and he could make tens of millions with that type of a business. He's still less than 30 even now, right? And he's still making the tens of millions because of the environment. A few times I've seen him online, shaking hands with CEOs out there because he positioned himself. He didn't care about his 24-year-old. He positions himself with those 60-year-old MDs, right? So you need to make those decisions, better decisions, that and get rid of those decisions that you made last year or this year that didn't support you. So I want to believe we have finished that 1 minute to do a personal reflection. You can still do it later to ensure that the version that you're becoming in 2026, the habits and the environment and the decisions that you will be making will be supportive of that dream that you have written down. All right. The other thing I'm also requesting is that to be able to reinvent your pathway in 2026, you need, number one, a 90-day personal reinvention plan. 90 days means between now and mid-February, how are you going to do? What is it that you're going to do? First, you write down how you're going to change your habits and decisions, your environment, all those things. 2, how are you going to implement that plan, the reinvention plan? Yeah. Number 2, you need to do a new weekly rhythm. What are you going to do every day, every week? Number 3 is the boundaries. Sometimes in Africa, we give too much, our time, our money, our energy. We give a bit too much. You must have some boundaries and say, this is where it stops, that I only support charity once a month. The rest is for this, and that. You must have those boundaries that protect your vision. Also, a learning and growth plan. How are you going to improve your skills? How are you going to grow? How are you going to, build yourself to be a better person? And also a clear brand presence. We talked about visibility. How is that brand going to look like? The new you, the new personal brand, how is that going to look like? You really need to write it down. We talked about putting together everything that you are doing this year and asking ChatGPT to help you create a new you. So ask it to help you create a better brand presence. But you must first describe where you went wrong so that it can understand exactly what you're looking for. Otherwise, it will give you garbage. Yeah, garbage in, garbage out. Then courage to release what no longer serves you. And this is very, very key. What doesn't work for you, you have to forget it. All right? What doesn't work for you, you must ensure that you create boundaries. Because reinvention is not accidental, it is intentional. So let's not, hop into 2026 accidentally. Let's walk with confidence as we cross the 31st of December to 1st of January. Let that be pretty intentional. And this step into the new you can be supported by these 5 R's. You don't need a new year to change your life. You need a new level of you, a new level of you. Not where you're operating at, to operate at a higher level, and have the 5 R's for you. So you need to do that reflection we talked about, a self-reflection, evaluate, and be very candid with yourself. If you can do this with a friend, someone you trust, that would be very, very key. Because sometimes we have some blind spots as ourselves. So you can get a friend and evaluate each other. You give each other feedback. This is how we operated. Someone who knows you well, someone who observed you the whole of the 12 months will be able to give you proper feedback. Then you start reimagining how the future will look like, write it down, and then come up with steps on how you're going to rebuild yourself and how you're going to reposition yourself to be able to rise to the next level. Because 2026 is not waiting for a new calendar, it is waiting for a new, aligned, intentional you. So the 5 R's are pretty important, and you can get your accountability partner to work with to be able to reinvent yourself. So from now, what is that one word that you can describe your 2026 with? We had that word that we used in the beginning. Some was sounding challenging, others it was sounding fantastic. So what is your new word now for 2026? Promising, strategic. Wow, thanks Eric. Thanks PP. Which is the new word now do you want to describe? Deliberate, I love that. Yes, it has to be deliberate. Rebuilding 2026, hopeful, a new beginning, Joy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Susan. An achiever. Oh, Tito, aligned. Thank you, Tito. Welcome. Caroline, intentional, fulfilling, right? Growth. More intentional and strategic, Joel. Thank you. Agility. Wow. Transformative. I love that word, transformative. You must transform yourself from who you have been to a new you. Transformation, Julia. Re-strategic. Nancy, thank you. Intentional and achievement. Trish. Growth. Nancy. Fantastic. Disciplined and visible. Silas, wow, leveled up, resilient, intentional growth, fantastic, right? So those are the words. In fact, if there's one thing I usually do per year is give myself one word that I will keep repeating in my mind as I go along, and that gives me the energy to keep going, Yeah, action, not speaking. Mercy, this is awesome. Yes. We may say something, but we must put it into action. Strategic, realistic, visible, agile. Florence, very good. Remember, 2026 is a year just before elections. So agile is so important because there will be the political environment may start shifting in a different direction. So definitely we must be able, as much as we've written our plan, we must actually be flexible as we implement that plan. Realistic, very important, Rosalind. Yeah? So that is one word that you have given yourself, and you are going to use it to help you make your 2026 better than this year. And I want to thank you so much for listening. If you want help, support from us, you have amaracampus.com/strategy. You can look at that particular landing page, and you can reach us on the phone number there. And also, PP can give you my number if you want to call us. This is our phone number in our office if you want us to support you. Thank you so much for listening in and for being very active and responsive. It's been wonderful listening to you, and I want to return the mic to PP. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lucy. That was fantastic. That was simple, and I felt really guided. Actually, my first question is: you said you engaged Gear 5. Could you tell us exactly what you did? Because we are told success leaves tracks. If somebody has done it, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. So tell us, maybe, like you are saying, you dressed better, you showed up in more. Maybe you did a new hairstyle, because I remember you used to have some short hair. Maybe that is where the trick is. So, what exactly did you do?
Wow, thank you, PP, for that. I must say there are a few things I did. Number one, I connected with new networking groups, right? And in fact, one of them got it in July, and the second one around September. And those two networking groups are the ones that I've leveraged on the support that they provide. Number two, definitely I changed my hairstyle. I want to believe I look, yes. That's your hair, you're right. I used to have short hair. Number three, boundaries. I put some strong boundaries, and let me tell you, this is true. I'm sure even Tito can support me on that, but I'm not asking Tito to speak. What I'm saying is that the boundaries I put made a few people not happy with me. It's because I needed my time. I needed to refocus, to concentrate on the business. And there were a few things that were pulling me to other things that, yes, they were good things, but I felt they were having another impact on the business. And therefore, when I put the boundaries, a few people are not very happy, but they'll be happy eventually because they'll see the results. And definitely, the other item is my online presence also. I did change slightly by using AI. So sometimes you see me posting on a daily basis, but I only posted once 3 months ago, and everything is continuing for the rest of another 3 months because I'm using AI to do a lot of things online for me. So by using technology, by putting boundaries, by creating and coming and also joining other groups that can also support my business, that has really helped me. I hope I've been able to answer.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Great. So, Queen of Networking, Lucy had a question, and I think you can just respond to it briefly because of time. And then you will add into, I'll just read the question, then you add into what is the role of attitude? It could be but what is attitude? So Lucy was asking, please tell us, sometimes strategy and goals are distracted by challenges that are too big to handle. Like we experienced a big loss through fire in our wood products venture. We lost 5 machines, which definitely disrupted our strategy and set goals. Though paid by insurance, the money wasn't enough to buy the same. So such like tragedies, how how do you maneuver with your goals and some other unplanned drama? Thank you.
Well, yes, tragedies are not anticipated, definitely. But sometimes there is something we talk about when it comes to risk. There is transferring of risk to a different entity. Things like fire, catastrophes, and all that, we transfer to an insurance company. And that's where we insure our businesses, we insure our vehicles, we insure our homes. And it's important to actually, as you do an assessment, not just for self, also for your business, check what risk you can handle as an institution and what risk you need to transfer to such places like insurance companies. But other risks like political instabilities and all that will all be affected. Definitely, let's use our support group to see how we can overcome some of those unprecedented events that can disrupt us. Yes, and also getting a mentor, a coach, someone who can also give you some support and advice. And the other item also I've been advising a lot of my clients is like now in a community like this, you can come together, 3, 5 of you, for you and form a board for your business. Yeah, you can actually exchange those ideas. Maybe you're good in finance, you're not good in strategy, you're not good in marketing. So bring a marketing person, bring an IT person, and maybe bring a strategy person, because you're only good in finance, and that board, yeah, for your business can actually be helping you once in a while to brainstorm some of these catastrophes or some of these things that may happen to your business, and even help you refocus if things are actually starting to affect you. So and in fact, since you're already friends, this particular community, support one another. You don't have to really pay your board members. Just ensure that you're in 5 boards and you also have 5 people in your board. You're also in their board. And that way you exchange ideas, you support one another, and you help each other now step to the next level. I think that's the way I would respond to that.
Thank you. Yeah, and I loved that you said visibility, that you could be in a community but nobody knows you, so better be known so that people can recognize you. Because of time, I'd request that those who have extra questions, you can wait so that we just close this official part and then we move to extra part. I know Lucy will be happy to stay a while so that a few more pressing questions can be answered. Thank you very much. Yes, Lady Noel.
That was an amazing, amazing, amazing session. My goodness. Like, I personally feel, to me, it is one of the best sessions we've had this year. It was amazing. Lucy, you did an amazing job. And definitely you'll be coming back very soon. We like need these kind of conversations even as the year begins. We really need them. Asante sana. So I call upon our Lenana boy kindly, tutamalizana nyuma ya tent, but kindly, our Lenana boy, give the vote of thanks.